Aloha and welcome back. So today I'm going to be making a card that's going to be strictly out of die cuts. I'm not going to use any stamped images on this card here. It's going to be a birthday card. It's actually my grandmother's birthday today, so I wanted to make her this birthday card here. So I'm using the cutout that came with the kit in the Mother's Day special edition kit from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm using a blue shimmery cardstock that I just have in my scrap pile. I'm going to take some liquid adhesive here and apply it to the back. And I do want to say that I have stacked two of these cutouts together so that it has a little bit more dimension. And I'm going to place that right on top of the shimmery card here. Now I'm going to do some fussy cutting. It's super simple. I'm just going to go around the heart cutout with a pair of scissors here. And in the process of making this card, I made a really huge boo-boo, like a big mistake, and I didn't notice it at all. Made the card, I filmed it, took pictures of it, all this yada yada yada, and then I realized something was wrong with this card. But I didn't realize it until I was editing this video that I had made a big huge mistake on this card. So here I have some craft cardstock, and I'm gonna be using this happy birthday die cut that I have in my stash, and I'm just gonna place it at the bottom, and I'm gonna do not an inlay, but I'm gonna cut out the happy birthday right on the card front and use the negative space. And so here, my camera cut out, but I took another piece, a scrap piece of that blue shimmery cardstock, and I placed it behind the happy birthday cut out on the card front. And here I'm just trying to get all the little pieces for the negative to stick onto the blue cardstock. I use a little bit of the quickie glue stick pen. It's called a quickie pen, not a glue stick, sorry. And so I'm just gonna, this was a little bit harder than I thought. I thought I could just lay it down and, you know, put a little glue on the negative spots and it would stick, but it kind of, I had to fuss around with it for a bit. Pull it off and put it on. And so that's how the piece looks. And then again, my video cut out, my recorder. So I cut the edges of the craft cardstock, inked it up on the edge with some vintage photo distress ink. And I also did the same, inked up the edges on the heart cutout with some vintage photo distress ink, just to give it a little bit more, you know, definition. And then I put it on a cream colored card base, and here I'm using the Nouveau Drops, the Sea Breeze, and I'm just gonna place this in random spots. And I always like to add, like sequins or embellishes, I always like to add in odd numbers, so you'll see me trying to figure out where I'm gonna place these drops so I can have an odd number on my card front here. And as I do have, and I'm sure you might have noticed that I have a Star Wars band-aid on my finger. I actually cut the side of my finger at work, so I'm sure nobody wants to see that, so I just put a band-aid on it there. All right, and I'm gonna just put one more down in the corner. And I'm sorry, I didn't realize that, you know, I was out of the frame there. It's been a crazy busy weekend. My husband's birthday was yesterday, so we had a barbecue and had to do all that. And then today's my grandmother's birthday, so I had, I had to make my grandma's birthday card. And then we're gonna have dinner here at my house for my grandmother. And so that's pretty much the finished card. She loves blues, so it's gonna be perfect for her. And it's at this point that I realized I did something wrong. Here you go. It says birthday happy. What is that? Who does that? Well, I do. So on the side of my desk, I had that little die cut that has happy. So I decided to cut it out of the same blue cardstock, and the card will read now, happy birthday happy. Yep. That's how it's gonna read. Because after all the work that I put into this card, I was not about to just toss it into the trash. There's no way. And I really don't like tossing anything that I make into the trash. I try to salvage it as much as possible, unless, I have torn the paper or there is just no way in heck I can salvage that card. But this one I could salvage, so it's exactly what I did. I just added that with some liquid adhesive. And happy birthday happy. There it is. What a silly mistake. I can't believe I did that. And the whole entire time, I didn't notice it. But it's all good now. And here is a still shot of the card here for my grandmother, whose birthday is today. I wish all of you mothers a happy Mother's Day for tomorrow. Enjoy your families. Mahalo.